towards the red zone as well, too. First time for Cam Newton being in the Super Bowl. Extra time here, there. This is not your everyday game. Little bit of a distraction. Hey, the guy wants to be entertained. You can't blame him.
You know, it's going to be 15 and 30 minutes in that span of extra longer periods of time on the field pregame. You're going to stay in the locker room longer because of the halftime festivities. I was teasing Coach, you know, we need to let us out early so we can go see Beyonce, you know what I'm saying?
We'll see, depending on probably, I don't know what the halftime score is, whether Rivera, who was Coach of the Year, will have anything to say about that. To the association, wisely, the NBA snuck in 4 games under our nose, and all of them completed so you could get home for your Super Bowl party. Nuggets dumped the Knicks 101-96. It's the Magic 96, Hawks 94. Celtics outlast the Kings 128-119. And your touchdown win for the Clippers. They beat the Heat 100-93 in South Beach. This is NBC Sports Radio.
This is KCAA.
Hi, Pat Matthews again. I want to talk to you about selling online. And when I say selling, I'm talking about your home, your car, and even buying a house or a new set of wheels. There's a new kid in town, and that's buysellmakeoffer.com. The revolution has already begun, and I invite you to be a part of it. You see, get in on the ground floor because buysellmakeoffer.com never charges item fees. Can you imagine what the other guys might charge you for selling a car on their site, let alone a house? Well, buysellmakeoffer.com doesn't do that. And you can use Skype and YouTube videos to sell your products, big or small. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and set up your account. For as little as $7.95 per month, you can sell up to 50 items, and they'll give you the first 30 days free just to try it out. Remember, no per item fees. Join the revolution today. buysellmakeoffer.com. And tell them Pat Matthews sent you.
Attention homeowners, is your fixed rate above 3.75%?
Hello, Sean Nevin here, president of Pacific Home Loans. We are a direct lender specializing in refinance and purchase loans with a AAA rating from the BBB. As a local Southern California lender, we pride ourselves on superior customer service while delivering the absolute lowest rates. Pacific Home Loans will pay you $500 if any of our competitors can beat our offer. Purchasing a home? We will close your loan in 20 days or pay your moving costs. What lender does that? With home values on the rise, now is the perfect time to get cash out. We offer the lowest conventional jumbo, FHA, and VA rates in the market. Saving money is important to you. Call 888-888-BLUE or go to phloans.com. Call 888-888-2583 and ask about our no-cost 3% fixed rate. A 5-minute call can save you thousands of dollars.
Certain restrictions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Licensed by the BRE 019-12112. NMLS license number 90616. $500 offer subject to management approval. Moving costs limited to $500. 3% APR fixed rate amortized over 120 payments. 720 FICO. 80% max LTV.
If saving money is important to you, call 888-888-BLUE.
KCAA Loma Linda.
GNC Media presents R&B for the Soul. Saturday, February 13th, 2016. A pre-Valentine's Day event. Live at the Radisson Hotel, Whittier. The Delphonics Review featuring Gary Stevens, Andre Ray of LTD Forever. Hosted by BET Comic View comedian Dexter Miles.
And musical director Bobby Wilkerson.
Corey Clark from American Idol Season 2. Saturday, February 13th, 2016, a pre-Valentine's Day event. Doors open at 8 p.m. Tickets available on brownpapertickets.com. Live at the Whittier Radisson Hotel with Juliet Rose.
Including Cherie Dunn.
Amori the songstress. Robert Coleman. Vicki Robinson. Get your tickets from brownpapertickets.com or call 626-443-9178. This is a GNC Media production.
E-Digits. Lock them in for more information, recreation, and guaranteed fun. KCAA.
Sunday Block with Danny Alvarez and Benita Rodriguez. I'm Benita Rodriguez, and I'll be hosting Voices of the Inland Empire radio show on station CNBC, station KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Website is www.kcaaradio.com, part of Danny Alvarez and Angel Baby Sunday Block every Sunday from 4 to 5 p.m. Call-in line is 1-888-909-1050. If you would like to be a sponsor and advertise on Sunday Block and reach thousands of social media, contact Danny Alvarez or Benita Rodriguez. Also visit J&J Sports Bar and Mexican Grill at 127 East Highland Avenue. The food is great, so go out and try it. Today we have Malibu Robin, and she's going to be speaking on real quick on her event that she's going to be doing.
Yes, every first Sunday at 272 South Mountain View in San Bernardino, we're going to have a Come Take the Mic. And we will be using the money that we raise for Come Take the Mic to do some stuff in the community with the kids.
Okay.
For the third Sunday event that you came to last month.
Yes.
So this is how we're going to fund it. However, just as a way to just help the community out, I've gotten with some of my sponsors, and they're going to, the first 5 callers can either call in and say, take the mic, I want a free custom t-shirt, or take the mic, I want free studio time. So they can call in and get free studio time through you. I'll get the information and I'll pass it to Family First Entertainment.
Okay.
And they will get a full free song.
Okay. And you'll be doing it every
first Sunday. We're going to do
the
Come Take the Mic at 272 South Mountain View from about 7 o'clock to 11. And it'd be like a little microphone, a little talent show.
Okay.
I'll come back on it a little bit later and, next month or something and talk a little bit more about it. But
okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the free stuff that you're offering?
Well, you can call in. The first 5 callers today that call in will get a chance to go into the studio, a state-of-the-art studio where everything is nice and up-to-date, and get a song made from beginning to end. I have somebody that'll come in and help you, rearrange your writing if you need a little help with that. But they'll do a full song for you, not just like, okay, I came in for an hour and your time is over. It's for a full song, and it's going to be for a free full song. So,
okay.
As a favor to you
thank you.
And here, I made that happen for your listeners. So
okay.
We're excited.
Also about the T-shirts and stuff too.
The T-shirts you can call in and get the T-shirts will be available at 1219 Sierra Way at BU Express U. Done by me. You can come in or call and say, hey, this is what I want, and I'll do you 1 free T-shirt, but you have to call in today between 4 and 5 while Benita's on here and say, come take the mic. And that is the key to get you some free studio time or free T-shirts. And you can come in and to the shop and design your own T-shirt for free.
And do you have a specific time that you want them to come or a day?
Wednesday would be good. I'll be there all day Wednesday at 1219 Sierra Way, corner of Baseline, inside of Evans Auto Center.
Okay.
Whoever wins is good for Wednesday. If Wednesday doesn't work, you just get their number and I'll call and we'll work something out. But we'll definitely make sure they get a free T-shirt.
Okay, and they can also find you at Facebook?
Yes, Malibu Robin McKinnon, Instagram on Malibu_knock it off.
And do you have a website or anything like that or nothing?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
We also have Joseph Moya, and we have Ana Valenzuela, and we'll be speaking on San Bernardino Remember When, and they're going to tell you a little bit about this group. So I want to welcome you guys here. Can you tell me a little bit of what San Bernardino Remember When is?
San Bernardino Remember When is, to me, Benita, is what I remember as a kid growing up in San Bernardino, which is here at the Central City Mall and the old Zodi's across the street, and the old Maruco that's down the street here also, across the street actually. And, those are the things that we remember in San Bernardino. So when we go to thinking about remembering in San Bernardino, there's a lot to remember here in San Bernardino. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I remember just cruising down East Street," you know, but it wasn't only East Street. You know, we had a lot of things here that were in San Bernardino that, you know, people cruised also on Mount Vernon.
Yes,
for
that's
instance,
true.
you know, and there was a lot of things that happened here, you know, in San Bernardino that didn't get recognized by other people that just flew by, you know, unless you were local and you knew where the Esperanza marker was at, you know. You can always go down to Bob's Liquor on 5th and Mount Vernon, you know,
Yes.
which was Ramos Liquor before, and Chevron before, and, you know, it's just a lot of different things that you go down Mount Vernon, you know, no Charitas that used to be there, and hear all the good stories about Charitas and
Yes.
sheep being there sitting with one leg, and how, you know, you can remember watching the cockroaches crawl up the side of the wall as you go ordered your burrito. But that was a late night spot for everybody. I mean, everybody remembers being there, you know, that was a good thing, you know, back then, you know, to remember those things, you know, going down up and down Mount Vernon. You know, shiny shoes, you know, going in the bars, and just remembering all the people that were in there, going into the pool hall, playing pool in the pool hall, listening to some of the stories in there from the guys that worked in Santa Fe that would come into Santa Fe and play pool there in that pool hall and spend most of their money, I guess. I think probably
Yes.
spend it in a way.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
That's what it was a lot of going on there. You know?
So can you tell me who created this group and who's the founder?
Joe Cuellar is the founder of this group. He started this group, I think it's like almost 4 years ago now.
Okay.
That he started the group, and he started it on a whim, and he put it out there, and people just started eating it up. I mean, it's that way it is. It's more family orientated than anything.
Yes.
And when people come in and they see what the group is about, they leave because they're not used to that. They're used to a lot of craziness that goes on, and
Yes.
like in I
Yes.
Love San Bernardino,
Yes.
you know, and the wars that go on. But we try to keep it, you know, basically of remembering the city and keeping it in the city. And that, I think, is a good thing, because if you're doing that, you're not spoiling anything, you know, and you're not getting any negativity, because that's what everybody else is trying to do. And so we're trying to promote the city and boost the city. And a lot of things that are happening here that people don't know. And like with our depot down on 3rd Street, you know, a lot of people don't know they're tearing it up over there right now.
Yes.
And they're going to close off 3rd Street, and you'll never be able to go back to 3rd Street again.
No, I know. They're
So
going to close it
if you
off.
got a
completely.
chance, yeah, you take your chance, just like they did over in L.A. and they took down the 6th Street Bridge, you know, this weekend. They'll be doing our bridge too. So I mean, you know, it's just a matter of time. But you know, they got some curbs that are over there on 3rd Street that, you know, I've been down there, and I know you guys probably been down there a million times as well. And they're solid granite. They're probably 4 or 5 feet long. But the actual curbs that were here when they first built the railroad, the first railroad station in San Bernardino, and they wanted to tear them out of there and just disregard them, you know.
Wow.
And they did that to our palm trees. I don't know if you guys ever look over there by the station now, but you'll never see the palm trees flapping in the wind no more, because they cut them down. And that's all part of Sandbag that's doing that.
Yes.
And they don't know anything about anything. They don't have an archaeological report or anything that comes out and tells them anything. They just go in there and start whacking things down.
Wow.
They took out a 100-year-old light pole over at the depot,
Yes.
you know, and threw it away.
Oh my gosh.
You know, so there's a lot of things that we're trying to get these people here in the San Bernardino to think about what they're tearing up, because
Yes.
they've taken so much from us already. You know, we have no more downtown district
That's true.
per se. You know, go down to Rialto, you still they got theirs.
Yeah.
You know,
They
I
have
mean,
still a lot of history. Some
and
lot
so
of the,
it's sad to see it all go, and unfortunately, with the way things are and things are changing, you know, we're going to have a lot of change here again. But the buildings that we do have, they're here. The Harris's building is here, you know, and I hear they want to tear this building down, and you know, it's you need to preserve some of these things, you know, and that, I think, is what San Bernardino Remember When is all about.
Yes.
You know, and you know as well, Benita, we've started the meet and greet, you know, and
Yes, we did.
you know, this is our 2nd year that we're doing this, and I think we're going to, you know, have a really good year. A lot of people came to our first meeting, and I think it's going to be just a great year and all,
Can
because there's a
you-
lot of people that come to our meet and greets. And I also talked to a fellow the other night at the Historical Society, and I was telling him about this, and he's part of the, what is that, the Sun, they have the Sun something here in San Bernardino?
Yes, they do. I believe. I know which one you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
right there on
But he was a reporter from there.
What is it, Del Rosa and
Right.
Golden?
Sunset,
I've been
yeah.
there. I've been
I
there.
mean, so he was a reporter from there, and he was asking me, about San Bernardino, how what we were doing, and I told him, you need to probably come out and post some of this stuff.
Yes.
Put some of this in your paper. Kind of, cover the crime scene and try to put some good up there.
Yeah, I think they also do a little bit of historical stuff there as well. That's what I was hearing when I went to go and visit. They had like a breakfast there, and they were talking about all this historical stuff, so they have a little bit of that also in there.
Really fast, I just didn't know about the meeting. If you could have said when there's the next meet and greet
for
the people who don't know.
Oh, the next meet and greet is going to be on the 20th, which is a Saturday at 11 a.m. at Tony's Mexican food there on Arrowhead and Mill Street.
And
it'll be at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Can you also tell them why we do this?
We do this. Also, the reason why we do this, every month we go to a mom and pop business, and we help them with their business, and so everybody can go there, eat, talk, support the local business, and that won't probably be the only time they'll go back. They'll go back again some other time with their families or their friends, or, so it's drawing the business back to the mom and pop businesses that we want to see come back into the San Bernardino area. Instead of seeing the businesses leave, try to keep them here.
Yes.
The few that we have left, there's not very many, and we try to, figure out which ones to go to, but, we try to keep it as simple as possible and safe for everybody to get there and leave. So we don't want to do it where there's going to be some far away, and that's also not expensive either, because a lot of people, they're, on a tight budget here in San Bernardino.
Yeah. Anna, can you turn around and tell us how you feel about the meet and greet and how you...
Oh, I love it. I love the thing I like about it is when I first started going, I couldn't get over the people that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with a lot of the people that go to the meet and greet, and so we get to talk about old times. It's just like a chance to walk down memory lane and talk about things, and just getting to know people that you chat with on Facebook. You get to put your names with faces.
That's true.
And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy them. And I think everyone should go out there that's from San Bernardino. You'd be surprised at the people that you'll meet that you grew up with.
Yeah, that's true. I know that I believe there was one that said that she stopped by and she wanted to make sure we were all real because she seen us on Facebook, but she didn't think we were really real, until she walked in there and she goes, "Oh, you guys are really real," So I was like, "Yeah, we're real."
Real people.
That's funny because I remember that. She said I had to go back and tell my children in the car that she can leave me here. It's safe.
That's it. That is funny.
Yeah.
But we're also trying to get back to old 351 back to the San Bernardino City Yard. Also, we're trying to get that back. It's on loan right now, and it tours around the country. And right now, they have it out in LA. They have it out in LA, and we're trying to get it back here. So as soon as we can, we're going to dock that thing back over by where it was docked at before.
Oh, okay.
By a dock there.
Yeah.
And we're trying to buy a caboose.
Oh.
Okay.
We're trying to buy the caboose, and we're also looking for a dining car and a sleeping car, so that they're opening back the old tracks again. So they're going to run over line going back up to Redlands.
Wow. Oh, cool.
So on the weekends, that train will take people on little tours of all the way into Redlands and stop at some of the stations that they had in Bryn Mawr and on the way up.
Yeah.
On the way up going into there. So there's a lot of that's happening still in San Bernardino that we are trying to get together and push for the city, because it's important that our train station keep intact, because that's one of our main pieces of history that we have left, that everybody can actually remember. And if you say something to somebody, they'll say, "Oh, I know the stack. I know what you're talking about. I know where the depot's at. I remember that as a kid," and it brings back memories, a lot of memories right away. And a lot of people that lived here in San Bernardino, their families, they worked in the roundhouse, you know, and I brought some pictures here today of the roundhouse, and I wanted to show them, and so you guys can see them, and also a picture of some of the fellas that were there.
Oh, okay.
And our group also is really good to make connections with lost people or people that you haven't seen in a long, long time.
That's true.
And when I put this picture up on our group, and I showed this picture to our group, I got some amazing stories back from some of the people. The feedback that the people were talking about is,
yes.
There's my dad in the 5th row, 6th row.
Yes.
You know, I remember him, you know, going to Santa Fe, coming home and being tired. I remember the whistle blowing. So many stories that came out of this picture.
Yes.
And one girl that is in our group, her mom had just been in the hospital, and she had been with her mom in the hospital all night. And she came home, and she got on the computer, and she got onto our group, onto our page, and she opened it up, and here was this picture, and there was her dad. And she goes, oh, I can't believe it, you know. I was looking for something when I came home. I didn't know what to do because my mom's in the hospital, and I found this picture. You know, this is wonderful, you know, to see my dad. So those are the things that San Bernardino Remember When they do. They make you contact with people that you haven't seen for a long time.
That's true.
Or someone you missed, or some friend that you grew up in high school that you hadn't seen for a while. Because you just never know when you're going to meet somebody online, and they're going to be somebody that you know or somebody that you know from your history.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I like when you post all those pictures from the train station, because it brings back a lot of memories, as I've told you, you know, with my dad, because he worked for Santa Fe Railroad. So it brings back a lot of memories, and every so often I'll take a look to see if I see him in there. I haven't ran across him yet, so hopefully maybe one day he'll pop up.
Well, like I asked a few people that went on the group on that page that day, you know, they said they wanted to see their father also. You know, we have many more copies of these photos, different ones from different years and different times.
No, okay.
So if you just give me a name, and not only that, I work with a lot of guys that actually worked with some of these guys. They were, cool. You know, so if you gave me their name or anything about them, I can find out anything that you need to know about your father or your uncle.
Because I know that Joe Cuellar, he turned around and he told me that he knew my dad. Yes. You know, he worked with him. Right. And a few other people, you know, had told me the same thing as we were talking about different areas and 7th Street and... Right. And since my dad had a market, my grandparents had a market there, and he also helped out. So a lot of people knew of him, and then they started, you know, we started talking, and I was like, wow, I didn't know you knew him. And he was like, yeah, I know your dad. And so, you know, it's good to know. That,
it's just like I said, a lot of people back then, they didn't know, you know, those guys, they played baseball with each other, against each other from different shops. You know, they played in the field across the street, you know, and that was the thing. You know, what they used to do, they used to park their cars on the backside of the field, and they would shoot the lights actually from the cars towards the field, so that they would have light.
Yes.
No.
You know, and you had all these teams that came from San Bernardino from all the shops, and not only from the shops, but you have to remember that you had baseball players that didn't play all year round.
That's true.
And so they would come into San Bernardino. They would bring them into San Bernardino, and they would have them play baseball here. So there you'd have probably somebody from Milwaukee playing, you know, somebody from New York playing.
I think you posted a picture, and it was on, was it on 2nd Street?
Yeah, it was on 2nd. It was on 2nd.
Baseball field that they used to play on, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right where the Superior Market's at. That's where it would be at right now. The Superior Market was in there. That's where the baseball field was at, right across the street from the train station on 3rd. Okay. It's just right across. You can see it. As soon as if you walked out of the station, it was just right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, it was really a thing to see, and that's why I say people don't understand that. We had some sports here. Can you believe we actually even had a hockey team here?
Really? No, I didn't even know.
Yeah, we actually had a hockey team here, you know, and they played very well. They did very well, and nobody doesn't know this, but they were here, and people say hockey, San Bernardino, hockey,
yeah,
you know,
really?
How is that, you know? But there were so many different people that came from different parts of the country back then, because back in those days, San Bernardino was really thriving.
Yes.
Really, really thriving. Yes. And they would bring people, and they would get off the train in Rialto, and they'd like look around and, oh, we don't want to be here. They, no, get back on the train. You know, we're going to go down to San Bernardino. It's a little bit more further down.
Yes.
You know, but there was nothing in Rialto either, you know. But the citrus that brought them here, you know, that's what brought the people here, the citrus.
Yes.
And that's what brought the stockholders was the train. So you had the citrus, and then you had the train come in. So you had the stockholders come in, and they would bring people in, and they would bring them in from different parts of the country. Oh, you have all these people come, and they're like, oh, what's going on, you know, and they didn't know. So and then they had the big amusement park, you know, the Urbita Springs. You know, that was really big. You know, that was like one of the biggest adventures that you had here. You had bathhouses, you had opera houses, you know, you had the big old fishing pond there. You had so many things out there that you could do.
That's
you know,
true.
And that was one of the things that they didn't think about, you know, trying to preserve.
Yeah.
You know, they moved everything around and they took it out. But, you know, as times go on, you know, they thought they had a big thing going there. And I think it was like in 1910 or 1911, the first hot helium air balloon that was going to come into San Bernardino. And no one ever seen any of these things in their life, you know. And so when you know back in the 1910, 1911, when somebody's talking about something, it's like the biggest thing in the world, you know. And here, this hot air balloon that nobody even seen before is going to come here in the San Bernardino, and they're going to actually put people in these baskets, and they're going to take them up in the air in this hot helium air balloon.
Huh.
And so they took it all out there, and they got it all set up. And, well, they put the fire on. As soon as they put the fire on, it just... you know, it caught fire, and the whole thing caught on fire.
Oh, no.
So it actually burnt down. It didn't even
didn't even get a chance,
no.
yeah.
So but it was a big thing because it burnt down. So probably that was
So
a
that
better
made it
thing.
big.
Yeah, you know, so.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I remember, gosh, I think it's been, 2 years we were talking about it, like when I first met you, and we were talking about you going out there and you were talking to these old timers, as you would say, and getting some information from them, and you were taking pictures here and there, and then I turned around and told you, you know what, go to the Historical Society. They have lots of pictures in there. So, but I remember some of the stories you used to tell me about the old timers, and I was really like, wow, they had some really good stories back then.
Yes, there's some nice things. You have to remember, you have to talk to some of these people now, because pretty soon they won't be nobody to tell you the stories.
Or they're not going to remember.
I don't know if you know Jim Valdez. Jim Valdez, he's part of the Veterans Memorial. He has the building down on East Street next to the McDonald's house. That man is very, very knowledgeable. You know, if you can, maybe you guys can have him here on the show one time, because I think it would be really nice to have him here.
Well, I mean, if you would know him, I mean, you can bring him on.
I know him. No,
you can ask him and
he's
just
part
let
of the
me know.
Historical Society, too.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, and we know we have the Historical House open every month to everybody to come in. It's welcome to come between 7 and 8 p.m. on the first Thursday of every month. And there's a lot of history there, a lot of stories that they have there. They talk about San Bernardino, talk about the history of San Bernardino. If you have to find somebody in your family, we got somebody there to help you, and anything that you need there is there. If you are in San Bernardino and you're from San Bernardino, or you're trying to find out about your family here in San Bernardino.
Where's that located?
That's
Jim?
on D Street.
D?
Yeah, between, I believe it's 6th and 7th Street, right by the police station, right next door to the police station.
No, we're going to be taking a little break, and then we're going to be coming back. So, you ready, Joe? Okay.
GNC Media presents R&B for the Soul, Saturday, February 13th, 2016, a pre-Valentine's Day event. Live at the Radisson Hotel, Whittier, that Delphonics Review featuring Gary Stevens, Andre Ray, Val TD Forever, hosted by BET Comic View comedian Dexter Miles.
And musical director Bobby Wilkerson.
Corey Clark from American Idol Season 2, Saturday, February 13th, 2016, a pre-Valentine's Day event. Doors open at 8 p.m. Tickets available on brownpapertickets.com. Live at the Whittier Radisson Hotel with Juliet Rose.
Including Cherie Dunn.
Amori the songstress. Robert Coleman. Vicki Robinson. Get your tickets from brownpapertickets.com or call 626-443-1999 9178. This is a GNC Media production.
Okay, and we're back. Do you have it on? Okay. So we were talking about some of the old timers that you were talking about, and also the Historical Society.
Yeah, this Historical Society is really good because the people there are willing to help you, and they don't charge you anything.
Okay.
That's the main thing. They don't charge you anything. They ask for a donation. If you want to donate to the Historical Society, you can. A lot of people don't go there. I see a lot of older people that go there, and because I think they're not really pushing it out there towards the younger people.
Yes.
And there's a lot of younger people here in San Bernardino, but you have to find the ones that want to grasp it and listen and say, okay, I want to do something for the city.
Okay.
But you have to find those kids first of all.
That's true. Somebody that's probably interested in back in the day stuff also.
Right. Somebody that gets interested in vinyl records now because, vinyl's a big thing for a lot of young folks now.
That's true.
And a lot of trying to go back to it now. And so I think, but if you can get some younger people into the crowd, even our ages that are here now.
Yes.
Because that will give the next step into the history of San Bernardino. And remembering when, because you have to remember, everything's a remember when.
Yes.
Yesterday was a remember when here in San Bernardino. Yesterday when we remember going across the street to go to over there to Zodi's and hang out over there at Zodi's for a little bit and buy some records,
No.
and hang out for a little bit, and take a walk from there and go, hang around over down by the wrestling arena over there by the Ollie's beer company that was back there. I don't know if you guys remember Ollie's beer back there, but, we used to drink all kinds of free beer back there. So, it was fun, when you were a kid. You didn't have to worry about too much in San Bernardino.
That's true. Nowadays,
things don't do that. Things are very different
remember,
back then.
I remember you used to have the old ice house parking on 3rd Street also, Then you go in there and get ice for all the occasions. I think anybody that had a party went there to buy ice.
Yes.
At one time or another, And they had their Grand Central Produce that was there also.
Yes.
And it was there in the back there, and they used to always have all the fruit coming in off the trucks and taking it here, taking it there, and they would leave the fruit out, so we'd go up there and get what we wanted. They never told us anything. They never said, hey, get out of here, you're supposed to be doing that, They just let us take it, and we'd go across the street and eat it on the curb and, go about our business. But, those were the things that we did.
You're still young, but yet you're still talking about way back in the days, so how do you remember all this stuff? Is it all, people teaching you, you listening to other people?
I think it is because I remember because most of our group that everybody hung around with, we were all from different parts of San Bernardino. Our family grew up, I could tell you, I can't even tell you on how many of my hands or feet, how many times we moved. But, we lived in every part of San Bernardino there is to live in,
Okay.
So, and grew up here our whole lives, our whole family. And so when we grew up from, from the south side down by Valley College. We went into the east side, which was Meadowbrook, in the Wetterman Gardens, then on the west side. Not really the north side, because, the north side is Wildwood Park. we didn't have no business over there,
Yes.
And if the cops caught you anyways, they'd bring you back over there anyway.
Yeah.
So, it was just, those were the times. Like, they knew you. We get in the car, just take you back to the other side, So.
Wow.
But, yeah, it was funny like that. But, we run around. So I remember going up, we'd take off and we'd leave and we end up in East Highlands down on Green Spot Road, swinging off the Steel Bridge over there into the water. And then from there we'd just go into Highland or we didn't know where we would end up the next day.
Well,
but it was just always something.
A safer place back then than it is
could
now.
go
You can go anywhere.
Yeah. I remember you're talking about trains, and I'm sitting here remembering. I don't know how many of you remember Hobo's Canyon.
Yes.
And we used to go and we'd take little sack lunches, and we would go to Hobo's Canyon and watch the train go by, and we would throw food for the hobos because they would literally jump on the trains.
Yes.
But it was through Hobo's Canyon.
Yes.
And I'm just sitting here listening to you, Joe, and my mind's going back to yes. I remember those days.
But
we were safe.
Right.
We were safe. We would be going to look at the hobos, laugh at the hobos that were jumping off the train or getting on the train. And we weren't scared. And we're talking, I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Kendall,
I just took a walk down memory lane right now. Thank you, Joseph.
They used to have a big, on Kendall right there off of 3rd, they used to have a big old Salvation Army there. That they actually, all the hobos, they would be there at that time. They would open the doors at 4 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, if you weren't in by 5, that was it. But they would take everybody into the kitchen and feed them. And then they had in the upstairs, you'd go up there and you'd be able to sleep there over the night.
Really?
They'd get you up at 5 in the morning and breakfast again and push you back out. But that was the only thing for the hobos. But we used to go in there as kids and we would eat soup with them hobos. You know?
Because you weren't afraid.
No, we weren't afraid. And they were more interesting to us than, you know, we were worried about anything. So.
Exactly.
I mean, we did that all the time, you know.
And it's sad to think that our kids are not going to ever be able
Yeah,
to
they're not gonna
experience
experience
that because of the way the times have changed and the way people have gotten. But,
yeah, the way of thinking is way different from our thinking.
Exactly.
You know, we've come from a generation of people that we've seen a lot of different things in our lifetime.
Yes, we have.
You know, and we didn't grow up with an era of computers and
we didn't. We went to play outside.
You know, everything was outside. You know, and it was funny because a friend of mine, he commented on the post the other day. I don't know if you guys seen it about Bear. You know, my cousin, and he messaged me back and he said, "Tell Bear he's still playing with his rope." Well, he was standing in the picture and he was twirling the rope.
Oh,
that picture was taken 20 years ago.
Wow.
Bear still has the rope.
Wow.
And he was playing with the rope. So I said, you know, you're still playing with the rope. So,
yes.
I mean, you only play with ropes and sticks and stones, and you made what you had good, and that's what you played with when you were a kid.
Yes,
so that's
your games.
It's all remembering San Bernardino and having to remember, you know. You have to remember those things, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the good old Mount Vernon driving, you know, who had the best times in the Mount Vernon driving.
Baseline driving.
Baseline driving was the second one, but if you had anywhere to go, everybody was going to the Mount Vernon driving.
Oh, yeah. Especially the young ones.
And you know, I used to, you know what I used to get a kick out of, you know, when I was a kid is, and I always wanted to do it is, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a house that was in front of right below the first screen. There was a house. There was a swimming pool there.
Yes.
And I always wanted to go swimming in that swimming pool, you know. but I had seen I think I had seen the Night of the Living Dead there. And
wow,
and that really scared me, you know. So I thought that house was kind of spooky, you know.
So you weren't sure if you wanted to get into the pool,
I didn't know if I wanted to get in. Someone grabbed my leg or something. But yeah, I mean, those are the memories I had. I mean, of being here in San Bernardino, you know. Going to the Valley College and going to the racquetball courts and playing racquetball inside the racquetball courts.
You could play till all hours of the night. It was safe.
And we also, you know, you also go into all the science labs and look at all the good dissected animals they had in there. We used to running out of there.
Wow.
Having security chases out of there. I don't remember that security guard's name that was there, but he was there forever and a day. Up until recently, I think he finally retired, that guy. But we used to give him hell back in the day. He chased us all over that college. And
gosh, I'm missing out because I lived on the west side and I really didn't go out much, so I'm missing out.
Yeah,
those were the days.
Yeah.
Well, even when we went to the drive-in at the Mount Vernon, you know, we would get out. Mama would give us the money and Dad would give us the money, and we would go to the snack bar and we'd run around, and they had a little playground there.
Right behind the playground.
Behind the playground. Yeah. I just remembered that, and we would play. Mom and Dad didn't worry. We were there, and they were sitting in the car. When we got tired, we'd go running to the car. Not like today.
Oh, yeah.
Kids can't even walk to the snack bar by themselves.
No, I don't even know if they have playgrounds. Do they have playgrounds?
No, they don't have playgrounds.
Okay.
The one in Ruby do. They have a theater there in Ruby.
That one's still open?
It's still open, but they don't have a playground for kids there.
Oh, okay.
They took those out. They actually took them out. There's too much of a, lawsuits they're getting from the public. You know, kids hurting themselves in the sandboxes. And of course, you had some weirdos doing some crazy things out there. So
gosh.
they just took them out. You know.
Oh, okay.
Those were the days.
Yeah, so you had a lot of fun back then, you know, running around in San Bernardino, remembering when. And you didn't think back there. If you just thought back then of what you're knowing now, and you can pop out a Polaroid. I mean, I've talked to everybody I talk to, and I'm talking about old-timers and people that I just meet. And my first question that I always ask them is, do you have a photo of somebody on E Street cruising? That would be like gold. Because, that is the first thing that comes to mind when everybody mentions San Bernardino, no matter where you
Cruising
go.
East
That's
Street.
true.
Cruising East Street, and Pioneer
yes.
Park, And, I remember the Pioneer Park. And speaking of Pioneer Park, our soldier's going to be 100 years old this April.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do an event for him at the Historical Society on, I think it's the 5th of April. I'm not sure, but I can find out the date, and I'll give it to you later, Bernina. But
Okay.
Okay.
we're going to have a thing there for the soldiers, and that's going to be really good. And we're trying to get some more plaques done, but not in bronze.
Yeah,
So-
because they'll end up taking them.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're trying to get some of this stuff done. So hopefully we can get it done. And there's things that, like I say, are happening in San Bernardino behind the doors with our city that are positive things, and just a little bit at a time. I think it's just a little bit at a time that we could take. People say take a block at a time. I say take one street at a time.
That's true.
because
But
a block is too
that's
much.
for the whole city,
No.
not just
No.
one area.
No,
The whole entire
city.
city.
Yeah,
to be brought back.
and I think there's enough people that live on their blocks here in San Bernardino that they look out for one another.
That's true.
And-
Mine, I know mine's does.
And
Yeah,
and if
me too.
anything's happening, they're more aware. And sadly to say, we had a tragedy here, last year, and that has made more people aware here in San Bernardino
That's
and more eager to tell the police and get involved a little bit more. So that was a bad thing, but maybe it's going to be a good thing for some of our people that live here in San Bernardino.
Oh,
Sure hope
I
so.
think
by
it-
the
it-
police that are coming in here now.
Hopefully they'll bring us all together as a community instead
Well, I think it
of
has,
being
Benita.
separate.
I really think it has. A lot of people think it's over. A lot of people have mixed emotions. People ask me that question all the time, and I still say, because of myself, I feel it here in my heart like it was yesterday.
Yes.
And it's not going away. And
That's right.
You have to remember there's tons of people that were in those buildings and that work there, and that they had to go back to work there
What
this
could have
couple
happened.
That's
months.
true.
So that's really tough. So and sadly to say, that's a remember when.
That's
You know,
true.
So we have to remember, just like we had the big fire on Duffy Street, the big explosion on Duffy Street when the
Yes,
runaway
I remember
train
that
That's
one.
right.
blew up the whole block, devastated the whole city. I
Yes.
mean, that was something that was a tragedy. But they cleaned up the area. They made it new now. It's a lot better there. The bridges are better. Everything's better there now. They won't have that accident no more.
No.
Well, that's what's important is that they clean up the city for the businesses now, or we're going to lose the businesses that are here.
Well,
That's
And
true.
other new businesses
They are-
don't want to come in.
They are doing that, Anna. By the way they're doing that, and you may not see it, but they are doing a little something.
I am
Okay,
good.
if
I'm
you look
glad
out
to hear
here,
that.
if you look out here, I know the last time I came out here, that parking lot was full of homeless people. It was really bad out there on 4th Street.
Yes.
They're gone.
I noticed
You
that
know,
the other
they're
day when I
gone.
came to the 99.
Yes. Okay, they're gone.
Yes.
They pushed everything up over here to East Street and Rialto and E to make the hub there so they can watch it. Now they got cameras everywhere. There's police there. A friend of mine, he told me he made a mistake the other day when he went over there, and it
Uh-huh.
ended up on the bus lane. Security came around and jumped around and started pointing fingers at him and telling him, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "I never been here. I made a mistake. I'm sorry." But they wanted to tow his car and do all these things to him.
Wow.
But that's because they got it controlled on it.
And where
Yeah.
is it?
And that's
Rialto
on
and E?
Rialto and E. Right, that's where that's going to be the new hub for all the transportation out of San Bernardino.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I
Yes.
thought we were talking about the homeless.
No. Well, they might be over there as well, on the outskirts somewhere, but the police and security are there to protect the people here in San Bernardino. So that's why they moved that there. So I say little things are happening, but you don't see them.
No.
You know what I mean? Or you're not recognizing them because you're always got those blinds on that you see all the stuff that's happening,
Yeah.
and you get tired of turning your cheek. So when
Right.
you turn your cheek to that side, that's where it's going to be the
Yeah.
be a little thing that
They
you can see.
somebody just came up to me on Tuesday, and they turned around and they told me that they were remodeling the building across from the Harris Company, which is Anderson Building,
Mm-hmm.
and they're making it into little offices.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned around and I said, "You know what? I want to go inside that building." And he said, "Sure, but yeah, you come on in and take some pictures." And he showed me a few things that were going on now because they're remodeling, but it looks really neat inside.
I bet.
So I wanted to go in there and
That's
look
the little
around.
spaces that are going to be rented and
Yeah,
stuff?
those
Oh, good. Yeah, the young
yeah,
kids.
Rusty Palmer turned
Yes.
around and really young kid, 2 young kids, they decided, something like Starbucks. You know
Right.
how you sit down,
Right.
you have your
Right.
computer, you have
Right.
your coffee, which I know you love coffee. Well, you can rent a space for $39.99 a month.
Yes.
That's cool.
And you'll have your computer and you'll, whatever you need, your desk, whatever, coffee. You can even turn around if you need to rent. It's like a little boardroom where you can have a meeting, whatever. You can go in there, sign up for it, and you can have a meeting in there. So
Oh, that's great.
made me interested. I said, I
Yeah,
want
it
to
was
open
interesting.
if I had a business, I'd be sitting in
Yes.
there too.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
that's
very
the thing. You have
interesting.
to get some of these places and use them.
Yes.
They're doing it all over. They just took all. I don't know if you've been downtown LA, all around the Staples Centers, all those old buildings that were on there. They all made it in bungalows. They're all apartments.
Yeah.
They're all some type of studio apartment, something that's there. And
Yes.
if you look down, they got the markets that are down below. They got the McDonald's that are there. They got the Starbucks that are there. Everything's there.
Yes.
They're trying to bring back. That's what I don't understand. Everything that they had back in the days,
Yes.
in the
They're
50s,
trying
60s,
to bring it back.
they're trying to bring it back. I get a kick out of it. And
History
Richard
repeats itself.
might remember this, because he's probably doing this, changing all the lights on the streets now. They're changing them back to the old lights. Why get rid of them? Why did you get rid of them? Why did you
Yes.
throw them away? Now you're bringing them back. So now we have to pay all these more thousands of dollars to get these things.
That's
when
true.
we could have put them in a warehouse and left them there.
That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't get it. There's some of the things that people do here, they just don't think about the value of it.
Yeah, well,
know?
I would like to see
And-
more of the old buildings
And
come
that's
to
what I'm
life.
saying. I would too.
Yes.
And the thing is,
Yes.
is the city has to be the one that has to let some of these people in, and not charge them so much.
I
the
know.
rent space.
Yeah,
That's the killer.
That's true.
You
Well,
know.
it's just
That's
not
what's
that.
killing.
I kind of heard that it's kind of difficult on getting permits.
Yes.
You're going to be there for days. They said if you go out there, to get a permit, you're constantly going back and forth, and your whole day is going to be there. So they got to make it a little bit more different
Business
for the
friendly.
business friendly, a little bit more different, so they can turn around and do that.
And that's the other thing. See, that's one of the other things. In the depot, they want to open the coffee shop there in the depot. And they asked Manel from the Green Shack to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. But the thing about it is, they don't want to give her anything, hey, okay, I'll cut you a couple of months' rent. There's no parking lot here in the parking lot right now. We're redoing the parking lot,
Yes.
I'll cut you down a little bit here and cut you down. But the city
no
don't want to do
incentives
that.
then. No
so,
incentives.
there's no incentive. So, how are
Yes.
you going to get someone to go in there?
Right.
And not only that, they were talking about putting a gas line inside the building, using the gas line that was in the building. There's no gas in that building. That building is completely ran by steam.
Wow.
So there's no way that you're going to put a gas line in that building, because
No.
they're not going to let you tear up the ground, because it's a historical building
Yes,
now.
that's true.
So that's not going to happen. And how many thousands of dollars would it cost to run a gas line in
But
that
Joseph,
building?
why do they want to put a gas?
For
line if-
for somebody that wants to cook like hamburgers or something that's going to be inside the snack
Yeah.
shop in there, most of
it-
them have hot foods to go,
Yeah.
But you can do it on electric.
I was
I had
just-
I
yes.
had a hamburger stand, and we ran electric,
Sure.
and that grill was always on. So I mean, there's not a problem with it. But you have to remember, you're going to have an electric bill. So
That's true.
that's
It's going to be up there.
So,
Very
and if you
up
don't, you got your electric bill, but you don't got your customers coming in yet because you have no parking and nobody's parking here, no one's staying here. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to say, oh, I'm making a buck here, or when am I going to make this buck,
So the
Yes.
city's part of that? I didn't know it was. I didn't know if
that's
it was.
sandbag. That's sandbag.
okay.
But the city, they got the number to call is part of the city. So you have to call that number for them to give you the information on the shop. And I didn't bring that with me today because I didn't think about it, but. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean, but you got to bring some of the businesses and let them start in some of these old buildings. Let them get going. Let them know that you want to get going, and help you. I mean, I've read in the LA Times that San Bernardino is one of the most businesses here in San Bernardino are mostly created here in San Bernardino are new businesses, and they're giving grants and they're giving funds away, but you have to have the people to say, okay, where are you going to go? How much rent's going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get in this building?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
So it's just if instead of seeing all the empty shops, maybe give back a little bit to some of them shops.
Yeah,
Sure.
well,
You know.
just like the mall here. I mean, I know that they're going to end up tearing it down, but, you know, it would be nice to, before they tear it down, maybe kind of give somebody some incentive to turn around and open little shops or something.
Maybe we can turn it into an old lowrider exhibit and use all the windows for parking cars and lowriders in there and
Yeah, I
put them on
remember the
display.
big carousel that used to be in the. Mom used to bring us down to the carousel.
Yeah, well, that was my hangout, the
Yes,
mall
the
that's
mall,
here.
yes.
Yeah, I used to love hanging out
To
here.
think of them tearing it down, I mean, it's.
Yeah, I remember all the little water ponds they used to have around the mall. You know, you had the little falls on each side of
Yes.
the ponds, and it was really nice. And when they started shutting those down, it's like that was kind of like shutting the mall down. I think. I
Yeah.
see that
Yeah,
happen.
it's for the kids, for us, yeah.
And it
Everyone's-
was this was it. I mean, if you knew San Bernardino, this was it. You know, this was you walk from one end of this side to the other side. I
Sure.
mean, from one down to the other. And I think it was what Bob's Big Boy was on the very end, lower floor. I think it was Bob's Big Boy, or was it on this corner? This corner here.
It was on,
Right below us here,
yeah.
right
no,
in front of us, in front of the carousel.
Okay.
So that would have been right out here, right?
No, carousel
Well,
was
they
down
had a
at the
movie
end.
theater also.
Well, that was on the other end, well, down by Montgomery Ward.
Yes.
Well, we're by Montgomery Ward's right here as a radio station.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
oh,
it would be downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so then a little bit down.
Yeah, because then the Harris Company is down toward that way.
Yeah.
And the carousel was towards
Yeah.
the east.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was really, you know, the mall was really something.
Yes.
You know, and
Yes, it
you know, I'll
was.
tell you one thing, and this happened here in the mall. I brought my son when he was like, I think it was like 14 months old, to the mall to go to KB's, because I always go to KB's all the
Toys.
time.
Yes.
And that's when they read the Rodney King verdict. And when they did that, they started getting crazy here in the mall, you know. But the security and the cops, they calmed it and they tamed it right away.
They
It
jumped
didn't
on
get
it.
out. It didn't get out of
No.
hand.
Yes.
It didn't get out of hand. And that just goes to show you, back then there was a little bit more restraint on some of the people that were here. You know, the law enforcement, they were afraid of the law enforcement.
They
Yes.
respected.
and they
they
respected it.
yeah.
Right. And
Respected the law,
that's
yeah.
what one of the things that happened here in the mall that I remember, you know, beyond the things of the fights that used to happen in the back there, and you know,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, the different little disputes that people had here, you know,
Right.
because you know your hair was longer or your earrings were bigger than mine, you know.
The way you dress.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I mean, but those things that are all remembering, and bringing back the businesses here into San Bernardino is probably one of the best things that can happen. Anybody that can open a little shop like they're going to do, Rusty's going to do, and all
Yes.
that's great. Any little piece, like I say, any little piece helps the puzzle, because that's what you're trying to do. And just little by little, you know, lint ball collects a little bit more lint.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And hopefully we'll get back to where we were once before. It will never be like that. Don't get
No.
me wrong. We can always
No.
say, no, it's not going to be like that. But we can at
Make
least
it livable
make
and
it,
make it
you know,
enjoyable
people understand that, hey, we're here to live. We're here to help you. You know, we're not here to take nothing from you. We're here to help you and be your neighbor, you know, and you be my neighbor.
Yes.
To make it better for our kids,
I mean,
for the future.
That's
I mean,
true.
I don't ever remember ever in my whole life living here, and I'm telling you, I lived all over the city, ever locking my doors. I don't ever remember locking the door on the house.
I never used to
I,
lock the back door.
I don't
Joseph,
remember
you are
ever
right.
the front door, locked door. I don't care
No.
what door.
I know.
You know?
I know what you mean.
And a lot of friends, and like I said, my friends would come over and they would just come and walk right in the
Right
house.
in.
Nobody said, "Hey, what are you doing?" Because
Yeah.
they knew if you
So
walked in that
true.
house, you had all right to go inside there.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know. And
Well-
so and I can't think now, if you tell somebody, "Hey, leave the door open," no, I've got my screens with deadbolts and I got
Yeah.
everything going on.
Well,
you
and
know?
locking the door
Well,
is automatic.
I don't think I
It's
mean
automatic.
during the day. I mean, I got my neighbors' kids. I mean, they're coming to go see my grandkids, and they walk right
In
in.
and
Next
out.
thing I know, they're
Yep.
they're standing right there in the living room, and I'm like, okay, but I mean, to me, it's
normal.
it's normal
Right.
because all my kids were like that. You know, they would have their
Right.
friends, and they were in and out. I mean, they're cooking, they're doing whatever in my house, so it's all normal to me. But you find somebody else, and they're not going to be too happy you walking in their house.
No. You know,
I
and it just
agree.
people just. I don't even care if they're your relatives now. They don't want you just walking in there.
The doors are always locked.
Yeah.
You know?
I know ours are always locked, and
You know,
it's
I
sad.
remember
Automatic.
it'd be like this, look in the window and look out the window. Oh, it's Uncle Duck. Hey, don't say nothing. Just
Be quiet.
quiet. Everybody be
Be
quiet.
quiet. We're not
You
home.
know, so yeah, you know, and then go walking around the house knocking on the which window. I know you guys are in there.
I see
Yeah.
your cars.
Yeah.
I see you in there.
I saw you. I saw you.
You know, and all of a sudden, you know, everything stops. You know, you can
Yes.
still smell the tortillas and the sopa burning, but
Oh,
there's nobody
yeah.
home. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, I put it up a post not till this past week, and it was remembering about the home cooking and stuff that your grandma made or
Yes,
your
what's the
mom
best
made.
dish?
Yeah, what was the best dish that they ever made? And I was looking at some of this stuff, and I was going back in memory, and
Yes.
my mom cooking and making all this
Homemade
food, and I was
tortillas.
like, man, I wish she was still here so I
Yes.
could taste some of that food.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's different places. Like I say, you can go to different spots in San Bernardino, but the typical style of cooking for me and you,
Yeah.
Nana, is different.
That's true.
Yes.
It's different. You know, it's just like when you go to a different part of the country, you have something there and it's different. You know, and it's not because it's a different name or anything. It's because it's made different.
That's true.
Right.
And so our way of cooking, I think, as most of our cooking came from Albuquerque and New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think that is what we miss when we think about that. When we think we can't go and find a place to eat like charitas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we want. You know what I mean? And so it's really the taste that's gone. You know.
That's true.
So you have, and for us to find that, it's very hard, very hard. And unless the restaurant has been there, like Mila's, you know what I mean?
But even that, sometimes
But
it kind of
It's
changes
not-
in
It changes,
time.
yes, because
of
so
the
probably it's probably a Monday or a Friday thing, you know. Whoever got drunk on that time. So
Yeah, well,
Yes.
if not, because probably all the elders already kind of, stopped working or
Yeah.
passed away or
Yes.
something. So
it's the recipe that you pass
yes,
on.
that's
My
true.
cousin
Yeah.
lives in New Mexico, and she always keeps me filled with New Mexico red chili.
Yeah.
I make my enchilada sauce, and my
No,
you can't find that here.
Yeah.
You cannot find
No.
that here.
no, unless
And
you're
I
making
met this
it on
lady
your
the other
own.
day. I met this lady the other day, real quick. I met this lady the other day. She went to Amapolas, bought a burrito, and sent it 3,000 miles away to her
Yes.
son.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
You know,
I,
and she said, told her son, when he gets there, you know, I don't know what's going to look like.
Yeah.
You know? He goes, I don't care, just send it because I want it. I want that. I want that taste.
Yeah.
yes.
You know, and Richard Hernandez, he wrote a book about the foods in different cities.
Yes.
As going to leaving Southern California and going into different cities. He went to college back in I think it was Pennsylvania, and they didn't have any Mexican food there, so it was really tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. We're almost toward the end. We have about a minute left. Can you turn around and tell us, how they can get on San Bernardino Remember When?
You have to go on our Facebook page, and you have to go on there and push on that you want to join our group, San Bernardino Remember When, and we'll go through there and give you a full radar scope and make sure you are capable of coming into our group.
Yeah, make
No, just
sure you
kidding.
answer the questions.
Just kidding.
Blank, we
No,
don't
just come
know
on in
anything
and
about you.
we'll let you in as long as you're here from San Bernardino or you're part of San Bernardino, you live
were
in
a
San
part,
Bernardino,
you have
your
memories.
friends, your family, or anybody related to San Bernardino is it. So
Okay.
come on in.
Well, thank you guys for coming on, and hopefully you'll be back soon.
Thank
you,
you,
Thank you.
Benita.
Uh-huh.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda and 106.5 FM Yucaipa.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
I'm Rob Bushka's Super Bowl 50 from Santa Clara. Levi Stadium, home of the 49ers, is front and center right now. Of course, we've been with you all throughout on NBC Sports Radio, the NBC Sports Radio app. One of